Good evening, ladies. Jody here, founder of, whoa, my hair's wild, founder of the Holistic Anxiety Fix. So if you don't know what this is my 12-week foundational program where we're really looking at multiple layers of the root cause underneath your anxiety. So, I talk to a lot of women and I see a lot of posts in the group about a lot of the symptoms you're experiencing in relation to your anxiety. So there are so many symptoms associated with anxiety. So one of them can be feeling like you just have this internal tenseness that's happening. So you're tensed up inside and you can't calm down. Maybe you're feeling jittery and wired, but you're actually super tired. So you don't know why your body feels like this on the inside, but you're exhausted at the same time. So for some people, it's acid reflux. For some people, it's obsession with different parts of the body and worrying about illness there. And for some people, it's this, feeling of nausea or getting dizzy when you stand up. So there can be so many reasons why. And so I want to talk this evening about what some of those reasons might be that you are struggling with anxiety symptoms. And the big foundational reason that a lot of practitioners miss is actually that your nervous system is in overdrive. Okay, so we want to ask ourselves, why is my nervous system in overdrive? So I like to explain it like this, okay? So if you wake up in the morning and you're late for work, let's say you don't have any biological triggers at all. You wake up in the morning and there's the stressor that you're late for work. And let's say it's a 5-point scale. So 5 is like having a meltdown and 1 is calm. So maybe being late for work puts you at a 3. You have to run around and get the kids sorted. You have to do all of these different things. And so it stresses your system out. Okay, so you do some relaxation strategies, you do some deep breathing strategies, and then you calm back down. Now, let's say there are some internal stressors stressing out your nervous system. And we're going to talk about what this is in a minute. But these are naturally occurring biological stressors. So you wake up in the morning and you're already at a 3. So nothing's actually happened and you start the day at a 3. Then you're late for work. Remember, we go up 3 points when we're late for work. So now you're at a 6 out of 5. So all of a sudden, a stress that was manageable and seems like, it's not a super big deal, just creates a massive stress response. And so you may be overreacting, quote unquote, to something that you're logically like, well, I know it's stressful, but it's not like this stressful. So what is going on with me? And so the key to understanding what's going on is to think about those internal stressors that are constantly, minute by minute, second by second, really activating your nervous system. So if you're to do standard anxiety techniques like therapy and meditation and yoga, those are effective because what they're doing is they're bringing you down from that 6 to the 3, or they're bringing you down from the 3 to the 0. So they're calming the mind, and sometimes they're calming the body. But what you really need to do is figure out what those hidden stressors are that are really causing you to wake up at a 3. So there's a couple of reasons for this, and I'm going to go into a few of them. So one, especially if you have morning anxiety, is that you actually have parasites or gut issues going on. And the reason that you wake up anxious is because these gut bugs are active between the hours of 3 and 5. So they're automatically stressing the system out. And so you're waking up really anxious with higher levels of cortisol. So that's not a mindset thing. That's a body thing. That's a gut thing. Okay? The other thing is, like, let's say, and I've talked about this a lot, but you have copper toxicity. So copper toxicity, copper is stored in the brain and it's stored in your liver. And I was actually just looking at a hair test today, and this person's adrenals were just on fire. Like they were just pumping out the cortisol, really, really stressed out. And so the reason for that is that there's a lot of copper, and it can stimulate the adrenal glands, and so it causes this overreactivity. So this is chronic, and this is deep within the body. Okay. The other thing that it could be is hormones. So maybe your hormones are completely out of whack, and especially around PMS time, you feel like you're hell on wheels, right? So all of these things can really upset the nervous system. I also see a lot of times people with vagal nerve issues. So if you don't know the vagal nerve, I'm going to do a Facebook Live on it probably later this week. But basically, it's supposed to calm the body down. And if it's not strengthened, then your body stays in this fight or flight dominant state, this sympathetic dominant state. And so these things that I've talked about are going to keep your body in that sympathetic dominant state, and it's one of the reasons why you stay anxious. And so the goal when you're healing anxiety, your framework for healing anxiety needs to be, how do I calm my nervous system down? So it's a combination of mindset approaches and looking at what's internally triggering the nervous system as well as what's externally triggering it. So it needs to be on multiple layers. And this is actually what we address in the Holistic Anxiety Fix, looking at all of those layers. So let me know which layer that I spoke about tonight was actually new for you. Just type it below and let me know what is new for you in terms of thinking about how to heal your anxiety. Thanks very much, ladies, and have a good evening.